a very good evening. Welcome to Prime TV News on Friday, the 1st of February, with me, Iftia Abdul Qadir. A look at your headlines first. UNP proposes to increase ministerial portfolios as a national government has been formed. President refers to challenges in building the country. Prime Minister says that all those who had received state lands will be given permanent deeds. And on news overseas, US President says the time and location for the summit with North Korea has been set. In your local news this evening, Leader of the House, Minister Lakshman Kiriyalla, has handed over to Speaker Karu Jayasuriya a proposal to increase the number of ministers as the United National Party has formed a national government. In the proposal directed to the Speaker, Minister Lakshman Kiriyalla pointed out that as a party that had won the largest number of seats in Parliament, the party had formed a national government. According to Article 46(4) of the Constitution of the Democratic Republic of Sri Lanka, the minister in his proposal has said Parliament has announced that the number of cabinet ministers should not exceed 48 and the number of non-cabinet ministers and deputy ministers should not exceed 45. Minister Lakshman Kiriyalla has made a written request to present this proposal made in accordance with Article 46(4) of the Constitution to Parliament for approval. President Maithripala Sirisena has said that a study should be carried out from its inception to the establishment of a strong provincial council to identify the shortcomings and failures of the provincial council system to date. The president made this reference joining in the opening of the new building of the Finance Commission. The new 6-storied building of the Finance Commission is located at number 3 Saranamawata, Rajagiriya. The president unveiled the plaque and opened the new building and thereafter inspected the building. The Finance Commission was established in 1987 under the 13th Amendment of the Constitution. Its staff members had to undergo various hardships due to its relocation at various places from the year 1988. It was with the intention of overcoming these difficulties that action was initiated to establish this new building for the Finance Commission. Expressing his views after opening this new building, President Maithripala Sirisena said that the recommendations of the audit minutes directed annually to ministries, departments and corporations were not being implemented within these establishments and that it had become an issue. The president said that when enacting regulations in Parliament and when reference is made to financial management and discipline, the minister and the secretary should take action to implement the recommendations and proposals of the audit report. If it is not implemented, the minister in charge should be reprimanded. There are many reasons for the bankruptcy of the Sri Lankan Airlines. Main among them is the excessive number of workers. There are about 4 aircraft, but the number of workers is in the region of 7,000 to 8,000. As such, the president said that the provincial councils and line ministries should understand the main challenges encountering the country and face them. Where is the law being properly implemented with respect to financial management and discipline? The main issues facing the country are fraud, corruption and wastage.
ආදායම 150ක් එන්නේ නැහනේ. රාජ්‍ය ආදායම මේ 150ට වෙන්නේ මොකද? ආයතන මොනවද කියලා තමුන්නාන්සලා දන්නවා.
President Maithripala Sirisena has said that although a change in the constitution is needed to build a better country, what he expected was a change to strengthen the parliament and not a change to meet other objectives. The president was speaking at a pinkama held at a vihara in Horana. A pinkama to open and vest in the Mahasangha the newly constructed Uposathagaraya of the historic Olabodua Sri Javardhanarama Rajamaha Vihara in Horana was held yesterday under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. This new Uposathagaraya has been constructed as the third building to be built on the foundation of the 113-year-old Uposathagaraya. It has been built on a metal tower in conformity to ancient Buddhist traditions. This has been undertaken with a donation made by Anthony Pereira, residing at Milano in Italy, under the guidance of the Venerable Olabodue Dhammikatera, chief of the Sri Lankarama Vihara at Milano in Italy, on the advice of the Venerable Udue Hemalokatera, the chief incumbent of the Olabodua Sri Javardhanarama Rajamaha Vihara. The president, who arrived at the Vihara, engaged in religious observances and received the blessings of the Mahasangha. The president unveiled the commemorative plaque and vested the Uposathagaraya in the Mahasangha. Thereafter, the president offered flowers to the Buddha statue carved out of the stone. Addressing those present on the occasion, President Maithripala Sirisena said that it was not good for the country's sovereignty if certain groups obtained the help of foreign powers to rule the country and take decisions they wanted. The president pointed out that various foreign powers were operating against Sri Lanka using new tactics and had resulted in his nationalistic program being heavily criticized. He said, though some people were talking about a new constitution, he had neither received a relevant draft nor had been informed about it, and that such moves were only creating unrest among the Buddhist community in the south and deceiving the people in the north. The president said for a new constitution, the priority must be to establish a strong parliament and that he was ready to support such a move. The absence of a strong parliament would result in the inability to take decisions needed for the future and destabilize the country.
මාව දැඩි ලෙස විවේචනයට ලක්වන දේවල් ඒවාට ප්‍රධාන මූලික කාරණාත් මුල් වන්නේ මේ රටට අවශ්‍ය අනවශ්‍ය විදේශීය දේශපාලන බලපෑම් අතපෙවීම.
On to a headline-making story, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe has said that permanent land deeds will be provided to all those who had received state land. He made this reference at a function organized for the handing over of title deeds in Nikavaratia. 10,000 persons received land deeds at a function organized at the Police College grounds at Nikavaratia in Kurunegala. The Prime Minister handed over land deeds to many state establishments which had so far not possessed these deeds. These include the police, schools and hospitals. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that when many receive money or lands, they do not possess deeds. Sometimes if the officer decides to evict them, they have to go. As such, their main obligation is to provide title deeds to the farmers who had made the country self-sufficient in rice. The second stage is to enact regulations to convert them into permanent deeds. When the Speaker signs this law, more than 10,000 will receive permanent deeds. Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam said that if this proposal put forward to the cabinet 4 years ago was approved, they could have traversed on a long journey. Deputy Minister Indika Bandaranayaka and Minister Gayantha Karunatilaka also addressed the gathering. Minister Gamini Javikrama Pereira, State Ministers J.C. Alavatwala and Ashok Abesingha and Deputy Minister Nalin Bandara were among those who joined in the occasion. Deputy Minister Nalin Bandara has said that the United National Party has the best candidate to triumph in a presidential election. The Deputy Minister made this reference at a gathering of party supporters in the Horuttapola area in Bingiria. Among those who joined in the occasion was a group of United National Party activists, including the Udubadava Pradesha Sabha member Chaminda Pradeep Kumara. The Deputy Minister said that they had the candidate that could be victorious at the presidential election. If Sajid Premadasa is fielded, no one can contest with him. Some are referring to Gotabaya Rajapaksa, Basil Rajapaksa and Chamal Rajapaksa. None of them has a recognition in the village. He said that 99% of the party members believed that they should field the candidate that could win in the main election. He said that they should win the presidential election and then triumph in the general election as well as in the provincial council polls and acquire all of them.
පළාත් සභා පැත්තේ යන තියලා මේ සියලු බල කේන්ද්‍රයන් අපේ පැත්තට අත්පත් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක තමයි අපේ ඉලක්කය.
You're watching Prime TV News, and still on the local scene, Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam has said that the maximum limit of students in a school classroom should not exceed. The minister joined in the opening of the new Primary Learning Resources Centre of Kilinpula Primary School in Kuliapitia under the program The Nearest School is the Best School. The Education Minister said that circulars had been issued to limit the number of children of a classroom to 35. He said that when he became the minister, there were some 60-odd children in classrooms in some main schools. He said that this figure has been gradually reduced and now there are around 37 children in classrooms. He said that at provincial level, this may be changed by politicos. But he emphasized that this is the policy. It is he who decides on this policy as the Minister of Education. His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith has expressed his gratitude to the government for granting permission to launch branch schools for private schools. The Archbishop of Colombo expressed this view at a function held at St. Peter's College in Colombo. The opening of the new sports pavilion of St. Peter's College in Colombo 4 took place under the patronage of Archbishop Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith. It has been named after Reverend Father Joe Vikramasinghe, who served as the principal of St. Peter's College from the year 1977 to 1994. The new sports pavilion has a seating capacity of 2,700 and the expenditure incurred was 200 million rupees. Among those present on the occasion was a group including Principal Father Trevor Martin. Addressing the function, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjith said that today he wished to express his special thanks to the Sri Lankan government, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and Minister Akila Viraj Karyavasam for the decision taken for private schools to establish branch schools. He said this was a noble decision. When talking about education in Sri Lanka, it is a foolish thing to instill an outdated strategy in the country. A student will become a fully fledged child if spiritual education is imparted to them and thereby become a proud person to Sri Lanka.
ලැබුණොත් දරුවා පරිපූර්ණ කෙනෙක් වෙනවා. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට ලොකු ආඩම්බරයක් ගෙන දෙන පුද්ගලයෙක් වෙනවා.
A group of 83 persons who had lived in refugee camps in Tamil Nadu has arrived in the island from Chennai in India. They are Tamils who had left their motherland during the war period. The United Nations High Commission for Refugees had provided them the necessary facilities. The government has taken all necessary measures to build peace and reconciliation among all Sri Lankans. Accordingly, the government extended an open invitation to all citizens who left the island during the war period to return to their motherland. It is in response to this request that the United Nations High Commission provided facilities for the Tamil civilians who are returning home on a voluntary basis. The High Commission provided them free air tickets. More than 11,000 Tamil civilians who had been residing in camps in Tamil Nadu have already returned to the island. The High Commission for Refugees said that a group comprising more than 3,800 had already expressed their willingness to return to Sri Lanka. Action has been taken to resettle such returnees in the districts of Vavuniya, Mannar, Matale, Mullaitivu and Trincomalee. Rehabilitation Commissioners General Major General Janaka Ratnayaka has said that more than 12,000 former LTTE cadres have been rehabilitated. He further said that many programs had been launched to uplift their livelihood. Major General Janaka Ratnayaka said the war ended in 2009. However, rehabilitation work was carried out before the war ended. He said that some 12,000 had already been rehabilitated. The Rehabilitation Commissioner General was speaking at a function held at the Puntotam Rehabilitation Camp. Milch cows were handed over to 15 families that had been successfully integrated into society after being rehabilitated in the north. It was revealed that many such families had been assisted in engaging in dairy farming after being given vocational training. Rice mill owners have agreed to sell rice at double the price of a kilogram of paddy. Its aim is to protect the farmers and businessmen as well as consumers. This agreement was reached during a discussion Minister P. Harrison had with small and large-scale paddy mill owners at the Agricultural Ministry. Companies have agreed to display the list of prices imposed by the government for the purchase of paddy during the current Maha season. Accordingly, a kilo of Samba paddy is due to be purchased at 41 rupees and a kilo of Nadu variety at 38 rupees. Agreement was also reached to sell a kilogram of Samba rice subject to a maximum of 85 rupees to consumers at the forthcoming festive season. It was revealed at this discussion to grant a sum of 22 million rupees by the government to mill owners through the state banks for the purchase of paddy for the Maha season. Non-Cabinet Minister Dr. Harsha De Silva also joined in this discussion. The Police Narcotics Bureau has seized a haul of illegal cigarettes. The stock of cigarettes was seized while being transported in a container truck near the Petta Clock Tower. According to the police media spokesman, investigations had revealed that the cigarettes haul has been smuggled in from Dubai under the guise of importing marine spare parts. Its value is reported to be around 20 million rupees. Around 400,000 foreign cigarettes were taken into custody. Investigations are in progress for the arrest of the main suspect. The government has requested all state institutions to hoist the national flag from today until the 7th of this month in view of the 71st National Day. Meanwhile, National Day rehearsals are scheduled to be held tomorrow and the day after. Your business update is up next. Measures have been taken to create public awareness on social enterprises in the society with the aim of thriving enterprising sector in Sri Lanka. Managing Director and CEO of Lanka Social Ventures, Dr. Lalit Valamadage, expressed this view participating at the 2nd International Conference on Social Enterprise and Social Finance, which was held in Colombo with the participation of eminent local and foreign professionals.
I think the social enterprises is more important than ever before, considering the issues that we have in our society and also the sustainability issues. I think that we need some kind of entrepreneurship and also the enterprise sector that can think about the society and think social and also produce social and buy social concept. So we need more and more entrepreneurs who are more in favor of this creating a sustainable economy. And also there are so many different problems that need to be addressed and that are neglected by other businesses. So the social enterprises can actually bring benefits to our society and also our people, especially children and young people, creating new jobs and creating inequality in education and produce goods and services that are more environmentally friendly and socially social friendly. I think the social enterprise can create this kind of economy that are conducive to the country's sustainability. I think anyone can join because Lanka Social Ventures, we are opening the doors to anyone to join us, and also we have other partners like British Council, the BITAS, and we bring in the global the perspective, global experience to Sri Lanka. And Lanka Social Ventures is also running an incubator and accelerator is a new kind of, the method that we adopt to create new social enterprises. We take our incubators to the community, to the universities, and also the tertiary and vocational training sector, because we need to create this new class of social enterprises and social entrepreneurs. So we invite those who are very passionate about social enterprises, those who are very passionate about bringing solutions to the social and environmental problem, to join us and come and work with us to get our social enterprises, like world-class social enterprises.
The benchmark all-share price index lost 7.85 points, close at 5,982.05, while the S&P Sri Lanka 20 index lost 1.25 points, close at 3,072.46. The turnover was 810.57 million rupees, with 19.1 million shares changed in hands in 4,521 trades. The market capitalization at the end of the day was 2,795.72 billion rupees. Top 5 gainers of the day were Blue Diamonds non-voting, Nation Lanka Finance, Lanka Ventures, the finance company non-voting, and City Housing and Real Estate, while the top 5 losers were Blue Diamonds voting, Bimput Finance, Central Finance, Lakshmana Batteries, and Asia Siaka Commodities. Today's foreign purchases were 504.47 million rupees and foreign sales were 670.17 million rupees. There were 5 crossings today and the crossing turnover was 482.82 million rupees.
For more information, visit www.itnews.lk. Thanks a lot for your company. Bye-bye.